Let me admit, I was a shy kid and still to this day I have some problems with it. Writing was my number one way of expressing myself. Whenever I had to do a presentation in front of a class or hold a speech, I felt uneasy. There is something about public speaking that locks me up, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that feel the same. Hi, this is Farhana. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to talk about fear of public speaking and how to overcome that fear. Now, throughout the years, I have learned to cope with my own problem. I still always have anxiety before I need to speak in front of a crowd, but that has turned into a good type of anxiety that keep me sharp and focused. I didn't use any professional help to deal with my fear of public speaking, but I read quite a few books and articles about it. So if you wondered what's the best way to deal with this type of anxiety are, planning and practice is on top of the list. Sure, overcoming your fear will take a lot of work and time, but here you can see what's the most efficient solution are. So let's listen carefully and start working on your public speaking so you don't stumble while you're up there. First tip is when someone says the word public speaking, there is no need to run for the hills. When you're able to impress audience, your clients, potential investors, and even co-workers with a standard presentation, you are positioning yourself for success. And you don't have to think of it as scary either. In fact, presentations, public speaking should be fun and exciting if you're doing them correctly. That means properly presentation, preparing yourself, identifying your purpose, creating visuals, and telling a story. So what is the secret sauce to a smooth public speaking? Let's try to find out. To start, identify the message you want to leave with your audience, creating a strong structure, writing out notes, using metaphor, keeping eye contact. There are a number of things you can do to knock it out of the park. So first tip is your voice. Yes, the secret of good voice is relaxation. And this is true for relaxation is the basis of ease. The ear waves that produce voice results in a different kind of tone when striking against relaxed muscles than when striking constricted muscles. Try this for yourself. Contract the muscle of your face and throat as you do in hate and flame out, I hate you. Now, relax as you do when thinking gentle, tender thoughts and say, I love you. How different the voice sounds. When you find your voice in too high a range, lower it. Do not form the habit of listening to your voice when speaking. So this is very important. You will need your brain to think of what you are saying. Reserve your observation for private practice. As I mentioned, practice. Practice your voice exercise in attitude of joy. You should have voice charm and excitement in your voice. This next important thing is gesture. Gesture is an outward expression of an inward condition. And gesture must be born, not built. It is merely an effect, the effect of a mental or an emotional impulse struggling for expression through physical avenues. You must not, however, begin at wrong end. If you are troubled by your gestures or a lack of gestures, attend to the cause, not the effect. No matter how effective one gesture is, do not overwork it. Put variety in your actions. Monotony will destroy all beauty and power. Also, very important thing about gesture. Any movement that is not significant is weakens. Do not forget that. Restlessness is not an expression. Many useless movement will only take the attention of the audience from what you are saying. Gesture should either be simultaneous with or precede the words, not follow them. Do not make short, jerky movements. Let your movement to be easy and from the shoulder as a rule, rather than from the elbow. But do not go to the other extreme and make too many flowing motions. Put a little punch and life into your gestures. You cannot, however, do this mechanically. The audience will detect it if you do this. They may not know just what is wrong, but the gesture will have a false appearance to them. Facial expression is extremely important. The movement of the facial muscles may mean a great deal more than the movement of the hand. But do not use too much gesture and facial expression. The next important thing is posture. The physical attitude to be taken before the audience really is included in gesture. Just what that attitude should be depends not on rules but on the spirit of the speech and the occasion. Use simple good manners and common sense. Here a word of caution is needed. I have advised you to allow your gestures and postures to be spontaneous and not woodenly prepared beforehand. But do not go to the extreme. If your position is not graceful, make it so by dancing, stretching, and by getting grace and poise in your mind. Do not continually hold the same position. Any big change of thought necessitates a change of position. Be at home. Be yourself. There are no rules. It's all a matter of taste. Gravity will take care of them. The next important thing is subject and preparation. So once you prepare yourself, master yourself with the subject, then practice. Preparation must also be of another sort than the gathering, organizing, and shaping of material. It must include practice, which, like mental preparation, must be both general and special. There is an absolute telepathy between the audience and the speaker. If your thought goes to your gesture, their thought will too. You have doubtless been adjured to forget everything but your subject. This advice says either too much or too little. The truth is that while on the platform, you must not forget a great many things that are not in your subject, but you must not think of them. Your attention must consciously go only to your message, but subconsciously you will be not attending to the point of technique which have become more or less habitual by practice. A nice balance between these two kinds of attention is important. Thus, to sum up, the vocabulary you have enlarged by study, it's going to really help you. There is just one basic rule. Get your principles right, and rest is a matter of detail. And you must practice, practice, and practice. Just so you master the law of efficiency in speaking until it's a second nature for you to speak correctly rather than otherwise. Vitality and longevity are increased by deep breathing. Practice this breathing and smiling until it becomes your second nature. Whenever you're speaking, take a deep breath, but in such a manner that the inhalation will be silent. And another important tip, be absorbed by your subject. Have something to say. Prepare yourself. After preparing for success, expect it. If you believe you will fail, there is no hope for you. You will. Concentration is the process of distraction from less important matters. Be courageous. Make yourself be calm and confident. One of the practice tips from one of the personal favorite is make a 2-minute speech on any of the following general subjects and deliver in front of a mirror or camera. Record yourself, observe, and improve. Now it's time to show some statistics. Did you know 75% of the population overall has some level of fear of public speaking? That means more than 200 million people feel either nervous about talking to others. 40 million people in the US aged 18 or older suffer from different form of anxiety when it comes to public speaking. Around 50 million people deal with glossophobia, which is fear of public speaking, on daily basis. However, men are more at ease when speaking in front of audience. Statistics found that 44% of women reported they were afraid of public speaking, while 37% of men agreed. The more educated someone is, the more comfortable you might be with public speaking. Statistics discovered that 24% of college graduates expressed a fear of public speaking, while 52% of respondents with a high school diploma or less also felt the fear. However, in the some poll mentioned above, 43% of white people felt scared about public speaking, but only 34% of people of other races agreed. It is important to know that around 12.1% of US adults experience social anxiety disorder at some point in their lives. The worldwide lifetime prevalence of anxiety disorder is 16.6%, which refers to the number of people who will experience a particular condition at some point in their lives. It is worth to mention that social anxiety disorder usually starts before 20 years of age.